All right, guys, welcome to a special DNC edition of Kite and Key. I am at the Microsoft Reactor Philadelphia, and I'm here with entrepreneur, investor, innovator, Wayne Kimmel. Now, Wayne, what did it take to get this into Philadelphia?
Well, now you can throw author in there.
Author as well.
No, it's great. Look, it took a lot of hard work, a lot of partnerships to really make this thing happen. You know, whether that was my partners at 76 Capital, John and Lisa and Chad and everyone from my side, the Science Center, the Wexford, and of course Microsoft. I mean, to have the Microsoft Reactor here in Philadelphia, it's the second reactor in the world. The first one is in San Francisco, and this is the second one.
And the fact of the matter is that we're now sitting in the creative destruction of healthcare. So if you've been here 10, 20, 30 years and you think you've heard this before, you haven't had the macro conditions aligned like this. And you haven't had an army working together to figure this out. Collaborating and cooperating with big partners from GE and Cleveland Clinic and Google to hospital systems like Jefferson and Aurora Healthcare. You haven't seen this kind of collaboration. You haven't seen this kind of cooperation.
Okay, well, obviously today you started off with Startup Health. You had a lot of heavy hitters in the healthcare industry. How important is it to have this open to be able to bring something like that to Philly?
Well, this is, you know, we had to open this place. We needed a place like this. This has been my dream. This has been what I've wanted to do for many, many years. I wanted to have a place like this. And now we have it. And now it's up to us to make sure that we continue to bring more and more people in here, whether we're talking about healthcare innovation, whether we're talking about just innovation around just pure technology, whether it's all the great things that are happening here in University City from the science side of the world, what's happening, what the students are doing. We want to bring all of the greatest minds in the world. We want them to come here. I want every single amazing person that comes to Philadelphia comes here.
Yep. There is so much data being generated around the world that isn't being shared. So there might be data that's being collected in India that we have no idea about. And then we're going to go and we're going to repeat the same studies, or we're going to start treating patients the same way with the same chemotherapy or radiation, when another country or another health institution or a cancer center has already done those studies but just hasn't published the data because maybe it wasn't so great. Even the bad data needs to be shared so we can figure out what works and what doesn't work.
How important is it that Microsoft comes in and now other institutions such as like a Google or something else would come in and follow suit?
This is humongous. It's the biggest thing I think that has happened here in Philadelphia for so long. We brought a Fortune 50 company to this town. A Fortune 50 company has put its roots down here in Philadelphia, and I'm thrilled to be involved in it. And I truly believe, like you just said, other major Fortune 50 companies, Fortune 500 companies, other major technology companies, other amazing companies will come here because of this. And this is a great example of what we can do here in Philadelphia and what we will do in the future.
Because now if J&J has an Alzheimer's vaccine, they can get into one site and start to do that. Interestingly, you know what the barriers to that are? 30 different lawyers saying this is our IRB. There's 20 different words in any of our IRBs. At the end of the day, they're all pretty similar. So we have to do something fundamentally transformative and different and stop talking about our component parts. And then people will start to view us as something radically positive in healthcare.
Yeah, this is my third time to Philly, and anything I can do to help. It's funny, as you guys are talking, it reminds me of the theme of the DNC right now, the whole Stronger Together theme, and I think from an outsider perspective, it's going to be really interesting to see how the research institutions, the hospitals, the payers, the onslaught of tech. I mean, tech's making a good footprint here. How you guys are all going to be able to collaborate and really move the needle, not only with future innovations, but even with some of the preventive stuff that we have right now. I think Philly is a city that absolutely needs some help in that space.
A number of us here on the day has started something called the CEO Council for Growth Healthcare Collaborative. It's 8 entities that have founded this Comcast is a part of it, Drexel's a part of it, Safeguard Scientific is a part of it. All kinds of folks from disparate areas within healthcare trying to figure out how to solve problems collectively. Because, you know, Independence Blue Cross, we don't provide healthcare. We've determined that we're not going to be a provider. So the issue is, how can we help those that do provide kind of relate to the customer experience?
The cash-based system allows for innovation. It allows for creative thinking. We don't get bogged down in co-pays and other things. And so we've been able, if you have an entrepreneurial spirit, you can provide new care to patients without all the steps, so-called frictionless, as Steve described, and see the impact in a very quick way as to what provides the best care. I don't have to jump through all those hoops.
Okay. Guys, I'm here with Stephen Krein, Startup Health co-founder. Now, Stephen, how important is it to have this base here in Philadelphia and to be able to use a center like this to get out what you're trying to do?
Well, I think, you know, healthcare has become so digital, our worlds have become so digital that we need more physical interaction and community. And I think, as we got to see this morning, this global army that we built has a local, authentic community inside of great cities like Philadelphia, and the Reactor has given us an incredible opportunity to come here this morning, hear from an incredible panel of incredibly qualified physicians, entrepreneurs, and healthcare executives, and organize that around the whole community that's working with them to make this change happen.
You're a Philadelphia guy. What does this say finally about the city that Fortune 50 companies are willing to invest and see a long-term benefit in that?
Well, I think what it says is what we've all believed. This is a great, great place. We have great people, we have great resources, we have great institutions, we have everything you need to be successful. And not to mention, it's a hell of a place to live and raise a family in. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And our sports teams are on the upswing, so we got that too.
Well, of course. I mean, I'm a huge Philly sports fan, so I mean, for me, this is just a great, great time. The teams are on their way up. The entrepreneurial scene's on its way up. The universities are doing amazing things. The healthcare, community is doing amazing stuff. This is the time for Philly. This is our time.
Thank you guys so much. From MyNEWPhilly, where something is always new
and everything is always Philly.